The Garden of Growth lessons on overcoming challenges for success. During his summer holidays, a young boy visited his grandfather and spent much of his time playing with him. One day, the boy expressed his desire to become a successful man when he grew up and asked his grandfather for advice. His grandfather nodded and took him to a nearby nursery, where he purchased 2 small plants. Back home, the grandfather planted one plant in a pot inside the house and the other outside in the garden. He then asked his grandson which plant he thought would grow better in the future. The boy pondered for a moment and concluded that the plant inside the house would thrive better since it was safe from external dangers like strong sunlight, storms, and animals. The grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens." 4 years later, the boy visited his grandfather again. This time, he reminded his grandfather of the question he had asked about becoming successful. The grandfather smiled and agreed to share his wisdom, but first suggested they check on the plants they had planted years ago. They first looked at the plant inside the house, which had grown into a small tree. Then, they went outside to see the plant they had planted in the garden. To the boy's surprise, the outdoor plant had grown into a huge tree, its branches spreading far and wide, providing shade to passers-by. The grandfather asked his grandson which plant had grown more and was more successful. The boy replied that the plant outside was more successful, but he was puzzled. How could the outdoor plant, which faced so many dangers, grow so big? The grandfather explained that while the plant outside faced numerous challenges, these adversities had benefits. The plant had the freedom to spread its roots as much as it wanted, and dealing with problems like storms had made its roots stronger. As a result, it had become so robust that even a small storm could not harm it. The grandfather imparted a valuable lesson: always remember that making comfortable choices will not allow you to grow to your fullest potential. If you are ready to face the world despite its dangers, no goal will be impossible for you to achieve. Never view problems as hurdles. Instead, see them as steps towards success. The boy took a deep breath, gazed at the tree, and understood his grandfather's words. Obstacles, which we often see as enemies in life, are the same challenges that make us stronger and more successful. Our lives are like great adventures filled with twists and turns that might seem like obstacles blocking our path. But these obstacles are like puzzles waiting to be solved. Just like in a game, the fun part is figuring out how to overcome challenges. Life works the same way. Each hurdle you face is a chance to learn, grow, and become stronger. So, don't let roadblocks discourage you. Embrace them, tackle them, and watch yourself level up in the game of life. You have the skills, determination, and spirit to conquer anything that comes your way. I hope you find value in this story and try to implement its lessons in your life. Always keep rising.